Gonna go through some quick highlights and give my opinion on what I think about Cam Ward.
Up and now we'll really turn it on. See what that footwork looks like in comparison to what we there. That's a bit more like it, right?
Now we're throwing slants, three-step
right on the face mask.
Yep. I love watching him on those RPO throws, man. That ball comes out.
There it is. There's the hands.
And then you also saw the sidearm delivery. Yeah. But that is the transition we talked about, the shortstop.
God, he's got quick hands, man.
Really does. So give us a sense of how that comes into play, right, in the landscape of an NFL game and an NFL play.
You want to get the ball in your playmaker's hands as fast as possible. As soon as you make that decision, I'm pulling the ball, I'm not handing it off, how quickly can you transition to get the ball out? Because every delay in you getting him the ball closes distance with the defender. So as soon as I get that on him, that's why with Tua, we talked about him being like a blackjack dealer, how quick his hands were with the RPO game.
Everything minus the
you see them run a lot of that stuff in Miami.
And we're impacted. David Cutcliffe came on Move 6 years ago, and he talked about how at quarterback, he wants someone who has middle infielder hands. And when you look at Cam deliver, you do see the exchange, the ability to turn to and do all those things.
And that's the Tennessee Titans who have the first round pick right there that was standing behind.
It just leads you to believe that the RPO game, he can just terrorize people doing that at the next level.
Yeah, I also find that, we've done you guys and I we've done these pro days for almost 10 years now, and I think it's also really interesting to note like the different atmospheres, the different environments that you go through as we get Cam starting to
nice crisp,
nice out right there.
Yeah, that was a warm-up session early on. There was no focus on the feet. Now you can see a concerted effort. He is crisp with what he's doing.
The shotgun and they get it to the
Brian Baldinger with us on the field. Baldy, what's it feel like in there watching Cam now that this thing has really kind of gotten going here? We're starting to get into the meat of this thing.
Nice and warm.
Well, I mean, the RPMs of the throws have picked up. I'll tell you that. There's no more layups, guys. This is, this is Full Metal Jacket here. But I just want DJ to look. As a former quarterback, he got a very pronounced right foot. It's way up. Even when he goes under center here, that foot is way up and the left foot's back. Like he rocks off that left foot from there to be able to throw that slant. But that slant comes out hot right there. That's a good-looking throw. You want to see these quarterbacks throw live. That's an impressive-looking arm on that quick slant.
Yeah, Baldy, it's a good point. It's taught differently, and you see the quarterbacks that play with a stagger and others that play more straight up. It's kind of a preference thing more than anything else. Some coaches are very, very strong in their opinion. Others want you to do what you're most comfortable with. But the most important thing is getting out of there.
And for people who aren't familiar with this is all scripted too. So like when I mean scripted, Daryl, as you see with the quarterback select black hoodie on, they develop these strips. So like Cam would been able to practice what he's going to be doing with these receivers for months now. So they're going through strips. They're going to do out routes. They're going to do phase. They're going to be under center, out of center. Like it's going to be all this. This has all been produced. So you can see it, everything, and see everything moving.
Yeah. Looking at some of the folks that attend.
Everything that we see him do, we've seen him do a million times on tape, though. So there's no surprises when it comes to the arm talent that he displays.
Yeah. I love that last one. I feel like you see that often.
Let's see that again.
Lucky, if you're sitting there as a coach and a GM, I mean, obviously you've seen probably almost every throw that he's made, especially this last year at Miami on tape already. What are the most valuable pieces of these moments that you're getting to see in person?
I mean, really, it's just him checking off the boxes.
Yeah. Just
having the final opportunity in a dress rehearsal. Great. You talk about being able to hear the ball, feel the whiz, feel the power, that the velocity is coming off his hands when you make those throws. Everything that we see him do, we've seen him do a million times on tape, though. So there's no surprises when it comes to the arm talent that he displays.
I love that last one. I feel like you see that.
See him throw some deep balls.
He does a nice job of keeping his front side tucked, too. Sometimes you'll see guys get a little bit open, it kind of flies open, the ball
talking about hips
up on him. Yeah, he does a nice job of keeping that nice and tucked.
Throwing off to the right side here.
Nice catch.
Yeah. A little bit high, but got a lot of hands. So as you can see, I'm not going to play all 46 minutes of that. As you can see, that's Cam Ward, his pro day. Shador has his pro day coming up this Friday, actually. His pro day is coming up this Friday. And, you know, if you guys see my other takes, I feel that Cam Ward is ready to play now. Like, he's ready to play now. Like, you could put him in a system and he's ready to play now. I feel like if you send him to Tennessee, he's able to play now. But the biggest thing is you need someone who's willing to take a couple seasons because Tennessee doesn't have the weapons he needs. So you're going to have to build at it too. Maybe they'll get him a couple receivers that he feel comfortable with and go from there. But I want you guys to be able to hear what Pat McAfee.
It was here at Boston Connor and that Ty Schmidt con man.
So let me play that for you guys real quick before I get you guys on out of here. I want you guys to hear what Pat McAfee had to say about old Cam Ward. And he feels that he solidified that first spot.
New England Patriots, Mike Vrabel joined Don't At Me with Dan Dawkins.
That's
today.
right.
We have not got a chance to hear much of that, but you guys in a great spot with the way the mock drafts are going, sitting there at number 4.
Yeah, I feel fantastic, especially when Elliot Wolf comes out, basically the pseudo GM. I believe he is still the director of player personnel and says, hey, look, last year we kind of drafted on, what do we need the most? This year we're drafting based on best available. So
going to be the number 1 overall pick. Congrats, Cam.
Oh, yeah,
congrats, Cam. Minus 700 is a massive favorite. That seems like everybody kind of understands it. Then he has his pro day yesterday.
Yeah.
Shows out completely. And I think he even says to the Tennessee Titans people like, hey, I'm going to solidify this thing today. What did you see from that pro day yesterday? And how much should we be judging from pro days?
You know what? Pro day is not a big deal. I think DJ said it yesterday. For this guy, for Cam Ward, is pretty much a proof of life. He just needed to show up, hold that day's newspaper, and show that he was alive. But he came out there and did. I heard him speak afterwards. He said pretty much a bunch of their Miami stuff, running plays, game-like reps. We knew who he is. Yeah, 3-step, 5-step, under center, moving from the pocket, things we typically see from the pro days. We all remember the Zach Wilson when he flew up the boards. But this guy, he's been a dominant competitor everywhere he's been. Watching his pro day again, it made me heartbroken again as a UM fan. How the hell didn't we at least get into the 12-team playoffs? With the record-breaking season that he had at UM and what this offense did. So yeah, Cam Ward, he did what a ton of people expect him to do, and yeah, it's pretty much locked down, and he'll be.
So as you see, that's some of his stats there. He broke the division record for passing touchdowns in a career. He solidified himself as the top pick. In one season at Miami, he threw for 4,313 yards, 39 touchdowns, and only 7 interceptions. 67.2% completion rate. He finished college career with 158 touchdown passes and 18,189 passing yards. And he was also a 2024 Heisman finalist. So again, man, like I tell people, I'm a huge Shador fan, but I feel that Cam Ward is ready to play. He's a plug and play person right now. Shador can be a plug and play, but I also feel Shador needs a little bit more. And when I say a little bit more, he's going to need more protection up front due to Cam Ward being more mobile than Shador. I feel Cam Ward has more arm strength than Shador, but to me, Shador has better accuracy than Cam Ward. I watched a lot of them training together, so you get to obviously see what they do best. Shador footwork, immaculate. Like you watch him moving back and forth through the bags, his footwork, he doesn't have to look down. He knows exactly what he's doing, and we get to see that on film. You get to see him evade, the rushers. We got to see it a lot in Colorado, unfortunately, but he did that very well. Cam Ward is more mobile. He can run, but numbers don't lie. He had a great career with Miami. My thing is, will we be talking about Cam Ward if he didn't transfer to Miami? That's the only thing I think, because I think he was at Washington State or somewhere before this. I want to say he was at Washington State before this. Let me check because I want to make sure I'm right before I let you guys go. Before he got to, he was at Washington State before he got to Miami. So he was at Washington State. So, which he did decent at Washington State, but he didn't have the weapons that he had at Miami. So it's just one of those things, man. Like I said, he's a plug and play for sure. So I'm definitely looking forward to watching all 46 minutes of his pro day because I love watching stuff like that. Then they're going to be going live on Friday from 2:30 to 3:30, I think it is, on NFL Network for Shador pro day.